welcome back to Carl Tomich Tech Reviews. Today we're talking about the iPad Pro 13-inch M4 and is it still good 6 months later? Because I'll tell you what, this thing cost a pretty penny and I guess you want to know, is it worth it? So let's kind of delve into a couple of features. Now, one thing I do want to mention is there are different models of this iPad, and I learned that the hard way. If you buy anything under 1 terabyte, you're only going to have 8 gigabytes of RAM. So initially, I had bought the 512 gigabyte one and only had 8 gigabytes of RAM. And when I got it, I was like, this isn't that fast. And I was kind of disappointed. I took it back and then got a new one with a lot of effort because the store I bought it from does not like to return Apple products. If you buy it from Apple, that's a different story, but you will need the cable, the case, and all things. Anyway, let's get right into this now. And we'll say, is it worth the money? Because in Australia, this cost $3,800 for this particular model. And this model does have a SIM card in it, or you can put a eSIM in it. Now, I will admit, that feature is really cool because currently the MacBook Pros, the MacBook Airs, they do not have that feature. So if you want to be mobile on the go, certainly the iPad does have that advantage, but is it as powerful as a computer? Because you can buy a MacBook Pro or a MacBook Air for almost that same price, or actually for cheaper. This is a portable model. This is high spec. This has 16 gigabytes of RAM. This is the M4 and this has the Cellular. Now, obviously here I've got the Apple Pencil Pro, which is another $180 or something. And then here I've got the Magic Keyboard, which is another $550 Australian. I think in American dollars, that's probably about 2,500. That's a lot of money for an iPad. So I think at the end of the day, it depends what you want to get out of it, what you want to use this thing for. I have found it really helpful using it for my filmmaking. So I use it to monitor my cameras. Like right now, I'm filming on the DJI Pocket 3, which I can monitor through my phone or through my iPad if I want a bigger screen. Or when I'm filming on my Sony a7C, I can also monitor on this. And that's really good because you can press to focus and well, that's going to be really handy. Now, I also do have DaVinci Resolve installed on this, so I can edit on this. Now, at first, I wasn't super impressed with it because it only seemed to have a few features, but then I realized if you went into the programming, you could actually put those extra features. Now, I do mention this in a previous video, so I'll put that in the links below, and you can check out how to maximize the use of DaVinci. I did some spec tests from this against my M1 MacBook Pro. And I found that the iPad Pro M4 kind of was about on the same level as the M1 MacBook Pro. So while one is a laptop and while one is an iPad, and one's M4 and one's M1, they do come about the same. Money-wise, do I think it's worth $3,800? If I'm honest, that's a lot of money. Do I really use it that much for all its potential? No, but that's only because I have a MacBook Pro M4 Max as well. If I didn't own that, I might say otherwise, that yes, this is a great iPad and yes, this is very powerful. But if you also have a MacBook Pro, maybe I wouldn't bother getting this. Now, I actually bought this before because this came out before the M4 MacBook Pro came out. At the time, I just really wanted something powerful. And when I got it, it wasn't as powerful as I thought. In all honesty, like I use this as a teleprompter, I use this when I'm traveling, I use it to watch Netflix, and I use this when I'm on the go. Am I taking full advantage of how much money I spent on it? Probably not. Take that into consideration when you're buying this, if you're gonna buy this. I guess it really depends on what do you wanna get out of it, what do you wanna use it for. But I will say, this Magic Keyboard, it really does make it feel like you're using a computer. Just to be able to take that off, take my pen off, draw something, that's really fun. And I do find myself constantly, when I switch back to my MacBook Pro, trying to touch my MacBook Pro, realizing that my MacBook Pro is not a touchscreen. So I will admit, look, the touchscreen is really fun. Does it edit as well with my videos? No, but I can do it on the go. What are your thoughts on this? Do you own one of them? Do you think it was worth the money? And what other uses are you using it for? Look, you can use GarageBand, you can use Lightroom. It is very powerful. The video on this is pretty good. Right now I'm filming a little video of, well, me filming me. I'll show you that footage anyway. Hey buddy. So I'll mention a couple of other things that I do like about this and that you may want to know. So with the Apple Pencil Pro, it sits there quite nicely. The magnetic thing is quite strong. Your MacBook charges that. Now, if you buy one of these, it acts as kind of a screen protector, so that's really nice. Also, it has a USB-C port here, so you can get an extra port for charging, which is very handy. So it kind of does feel like you got a laptop. Look, I do think it's nice and sleek and sexy. Actually, I think as an electronic item, I think it's more sexy than my MacBook Pro. There's just something about holding this thing, the weight of it, the girth, it's just nice. Now, one other thing that I really like about this is without the internet, you can even just add the plans straight from the iPad. So you can just go find new plan, and then you actually have a list of plans to choose from. I go with Redtea Go. Now, they offer cheap solutions worldwide, and this is the eSIM options. I just found this super handy. You don't even need a Wi-Fi signal, and you can automatically sign up to, well, different mobile accounts. So here you can see I've currently got one in Australia, which originally was 180 days and 5 gigabytes. Now, I only use this when I'm out and about, and you can see here how cheap the plans are. $5 for 180 days or $7 for 180 days. That is an absolute bargain. While I do know that the gigabyte isn't very much, you're just using this for when you're not in Wi-Fi. So to have that option is really cool. So this is the space black color, I believe. It doesn't look quite space black, it's more of a gray. But look, it is a very sexy iPad, but it's a very expensive one. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe button and keep on movie making. See you next time.